The Chicago Bulls might be trying to salvage their relationship with Zach Lavine. And me, Cdub, and our guest that should be joining us soon are going to talk about Terrence Shannon Jr. A lot of things to go on and break down during this evening. Y'all know we're going to talk about it, but you know, you got to hear the music first.
Cognac. Gang.
Shy Bulls podcast with the Cognac Boys. I'm Cognac Boy Bobby, and today I am with my dog, Cdub. What's the word?
What's the word, man? Just got off work, man. Heard the news, man. Let's talk about it, bro.
Definitely. We would have got that to y'all out earlier, but it is what it is. Hey, life be life and sometime, y'all know. But hey, Cdub, KC Johnson came on during this podcast and pretty much said that with the way things are looking, there is a scenario to where the Chicago Bulls might look to salvage or repair their relationship with Zach Lavine. My guy, what is your initial thoughts on that?
It's so damn funny, man. And you want to know what? I want to admit something, nephew, bro. The other day we was on live, and I think, what was he talking about? The trade for Giddey and Alex Caruso. I wanted to bring this up. Like,
I mean, you've been bringing it up all.
You know what I'm saying?
Once he said it, you definitely was on. You know what I'm saying? I was gonna give you credit because you pretty much been saying it that there is a absolute possibility that Zach sticks around if DeMar DeRozan is out the door. And that scenario is right in front of the Chicago Bulls right now. But
yeah, and then you hear that negotiations have hit a stalemate with DeMar DeRozan. Then you hear that report. Like, it's starting to look in that direction. And what really to think about it, what's the beef with Zach Lavine? What's the
beef?
What's the beef?
He wanted to leave.
But why though?
He with us no more. I mean, it was nothing really ever solidified as a report that came out, but from what we was insinuating or trying to, draw a conclusion to was he happy with Billy Donovan? Because we seen in multiple games, Billy Donovan saying something, Zach Lavine said, man, get your goof ass out of here. We seen that. But then we see a little bit of frustration with him and DeMar DeRozan, like in certain games to where DeMar DeRozan, he taking on certain shots. It's, Zach Lavine, he's still damn near on the other end of the court.
Yes, he did it. And it's a lot of games. Before he got injured, he was like not putting out 100%. Let's just be fair and just call it what it was. He definitely was kind of hot dogging along, trying to just get through the day. Like, I'm just here if I won't get fined type shit. But Zach Lavine, I think this is absolutely could be possible. When you look at a guy like AK, I think he's loyal to a fault. I think he's prideful to a fault. I think his expectations of something he built, like he built this team and he seen the success that it had that first half of the season. And he like, damn, that's all we need to do is get to that. He still has the main players that participated in that first half of the season of them together. They basically still whole. You know what I'm saying? So I know in the back of his mind, he like, if I can convince Zach to stay here, because I got Lonzo, I got a backup just in case Lonzo ain't right. We got somebody that's kind of similar to Lonzo, especially when it comes to the playmaking side. And Zach, Josh Giddey, we got, I don't know about DeMar. DeMar is probably end all. That's probably it. If you bring it back, DeMar, Zach, like, nigga, trade me. You heard what I said? I don't know where we get that beef from, but it seems like they don't work well together. I don't know where it come from, but it looked like they don't work well together. You see a lot of histriomics and shit between Zach Lavine and Billy Donovan, but I don't see no negative, you know what I'm saying, mannerisms going against like DeMar DeRozan. To me, They saying like they cool, like they friends, but on the court, it seems like it don't work. It's not enough room for both of them. I think it's dependent on what's DeMar DeRozan's move. And I got another situation, but let's get the other guy. Let's get my guy Q in here. I got another situation too.
Now we heard Cdub. We got a guest that's joining us, my guy Quentin, or as we call him, Q from Let's Talk Bulls. What's the word, my guy?
None much. Happy to be on. It got a little bit crazy with my mic broke today. So
wonderful.
This motherfucker broke his the other day too.
Wonderful. But hey, thanks for joining us, my guy. Appreciate it. It's always a pleasure. We was pretty much just diving into the reports that came out from KC Johnson, pretty much saying that there is a scenario to where we see Zach Lavine return to the Chicago Bulls. When you heard those words, what was your initial reaction, Q?
My initial reaction was Zach needs to go. I don't understand as a team how you can continually see this not work and still try to fix it. Right? You've talked about trading him countless times. He's asked to be traded. The relationship there is over.
Okay.
Like you can't keep going back to it. Like if your girl cheats on you a couple of times and it's like, hey, I still love you. You let her go. This is one of those things where if they keep Zach, it's gonna make us all feel the same way. AK said he wants to make changes, and we running it back again, just minus a couple pieces. So
yeah. Let me ask you a question though. Okay, it's been reports of Zach Lavine and DeMar DeRozan not meshing quite well enough on the basketball court. What if they let DeMar DeRozan depart? Do your feelings change with just Zach Lavine here without DeMar DeRozan?
No, because the same issues you have with Zach and DeMar, you have with Zach and Kobe.
Oh, that's a great point.
Elaborate for the people that trying to figure out.
The issue with Zach is Zach, and I love Zach. He's a shooter. He's a bona fide scorer. He is a 2. Right. Yes. He's a person. I've been saying it for the last couple of years. You need to play Zach like you play a Klay Thompson. Run around, set screens, get the ball, shoot. Zach is the type of player who could do the same thing Klay did. Zach can have a 50-point night on 10, 15 dribbles if he really wanted to.
Absolutely.
The issue is Zach wants to be a ball handler, and we all know he can't.
Yeah, right. You want to be Iverson for sure.
He thinks he's not going to dribble the ball off his foot every game, and he is. So the issue is you've seen DeMar, you've seen Zach. The only way they worked out was when Lonzo took control and had the ball. When Lonzo went down, Zach started trying to do the same thing, and he doesn't have that skill.
For sure.
DeMar is a ball handling guard. Or forward, whatever you want to call him in Billy's system. He likes the ball in his hands. Zach does not play well not having the ball in his hands. I don't know if it's something where he feels he can do more or if it's something where it just mentally he thinks that makes him less of a player, but he tries to be the clutch ball handling point guard we need when he just doesn't have the skill set. You saw when he was in before, whenever Zach was out, Kobe started to play better. Whenever Kobe's out, Zach plays better because they both like the ball. They both like to handle and make moves. Kobe's a little bit better at stepping back. Zach isn't. So even if you trade DeMar, you have now Kobe White and Josh Giddey, 2 people who are going to be handling the ball most games.
Yeah.
C-Dub, check your make sure you ain't got no other programs open. We got an echo on there, and that some of us are hearing, including myself and some people in the chat. Just check that to make sure that we Gucci on that end.
That's probably my AC. Hold on, go ahead, continue.
And then Q, my initial thoughts was, I'm like, what are we doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, what, like, is this a opportunity to move forward, or you know what I mean, to change the structure and the profile of the team? You know what I'm saying? Because we already know and we can point to numbers to say that the Bulls wasn't that good offensively. The Bulls struggled. I mean, they were good defensively in some situations, but this past season it was bad. So that's some things that we had to think about, and that's some things that we really had to consider. I understand that that has always been a possibility that Zach Lavine can return because of the money that's tied into him. I always understood that. But then I came to like that thought process to what you was talking about, Q, is like, what are we doing? Like enough. We've seen enough. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that Zach Lavine can't come in and play well with Josh Giddey, you know what I'm saying, or play well with Kobe White. But I think that right now, you gotta treat this how we like to talk about Orion Pose for the Chicago Bears. You know what I'm saying? How we view him as a GM. And he say, hey, he's one of those GMs based off what we've seen from him. If the decision to make a move on a certain player is a bad one and you realize that, you move off that decision quickly. Yep. What the hell is AK and Mark Eversley thinking for trying to constantly resalvage this? You tried multiple things with Zach Lavine, and it's just to the point to where you can't see. But now we got to talk about the other side of it. So, Q, I'm coming to you first. We know the ball handling ability with Josh Giddey. We know how it looked or appeared to be, or what we thought it was going to be with Lonzo Ball. Do y'all see, first starting with Q, do you see a situation to where Josh Giddey can kind of get the Bulls back to that first 35 games that we was all up and pumping fists for the Chicago Bulls? Or do you see it just, or are you saying, fuck that, let's just get rid of it and move on in a new direction?
Yeah, I don't see them ever getting back to that 30 games like strand. That was a unique team, not just with Lonzo's offensive ability as far as passing and seeing the court, but his shooting, right? Like he had turned himself not only into that premier once in a generational type of passer, but he also was deadly from the 3-point line, right? And that made so many things available for teams. Mm-hmm. Giddey, I think, has a chance of making this team a really good fast break team. And I don't compare it 100%. Like, I know I've said it a couple times now, and I know I like to be on a podcast, not actually say this because typing it in chats doesn't make sense. But I truly think that if Giddey can get a consistent 3-point shot, right? And I mean, like, if he can shoot, 38, 39, 40%, I do think that with his skill set, his passing, the way he likes to push the ball up the court, I think you get kind of a poor man's Halliburton, right? Okay. Someone who can shoot the ball, they can pass to all their teammates. They make passes where you're like, I didn't even think that was possible, but does it while also playing in a fast pace, off the rebound, getting out in the fast break type of way. Like, he won't ever be as good as Halliburton, in my opinion. I think Halliburton has showed he has that Lonzo type of capability from three. You're not going to see Josh Giddey shooting a logo three. Right. Yeah. But I think you can get him to a point where if he can get a decent 3-point shot where you have to respect it and he starts to get by people and get to the lane, pick and rolls with him are going to leave people open. Right. We know Kobe can shoot. We know Patrick can shoot when he comes back, if he comes back, because in Bulls fashion, he might have a fractured something and they're going to be like, oh, actually, he's not playing.
It's in his foot. Yes.
Yeah. We signed him for $20 million a year, but he won't play this year. But I think this is a thing where they're planning with Giddey. And I'm one of the people, I think the Giddey trade's a good trade. I am sad we didn't get Alex Caruso trade that got us a draft pick back. But when you look at this draft and what you have available, getting a 21-year-old point guard, and not just a point guard, a 6'8" point guard who has the vision that is better than anyone in this draft.
That's
right.
For sure. Yep.
And when's the last time the Bulls had a legitimate triple-double threat every game?
Lonzo.
Right?
Lonzo.
Right?
Yeah.
That's when we were happy. We had a point guard who was looking to get people involved. Plus, when you think about it, Kobe's what, 6'7"?
6'5".
6'5"?
Yeah, 6'5". We looked it up. Yep, 6'5".
Cool. 6'5". So, like, if you're talking a 6'8" point, 6'5" Io isn't super tall, but his wingspan is super long.
Yep.
Right? Io, with Ayo's wingspan, you can technically look at him like a 6'6", 6'7" player as long as his arms are.
Absolutely.
The Bulls are kind of starting to take this route where they're getting long, athletic people who can go out on the fast break. This is becoming like an Indiana Pacers type of team. Get the ball off the rebound. All of your guards can rebound. They all can push it off the floor. They all can get out in the fast break. Now we just need to focus on the defensive end, and I think Zach just can't be on this team and expect that to happen. Plus, last thing I'll talk about Zach is, if this was the Thunder, Zach staying would be amazing. Get his trade value up. Let him do some stuff. The Bulls are in a point where either we're going to be mediocre or we're going for a great draft pick.
I think that's what Zach, that's realistic. Yes.
Right. Zach, with how he plays, will win you at least 5 to 8 games.
That's fair.
Yep.
Let him go. Lose those 8 games. If you're not going to make the playoffs, lose the 8 games. Like, I don't care to see Zach hit a game winner if that means we don't get our draft pick.
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts. What's your thoughts on everything, Cdub, that Q said?
That's a good point. He made some great points there. When I think of Giddey being a replacement for Lonzo Ball, if he so happens to can't get back to his usual self, I think that is he can't. It's no way, because Lonzo Ball is more than being a playmaker. He is like one of the best defenders IQ wise in the NBA. And this guy Giddey is an absolute cone. That's like one of the main reasons the Thunder traded him and decided to give him less of the ball. The other reason, you got Jalen Williams and you got Shea, of course. They got to have the ball in their hand. This is my scenario, what I think is going to happen with this. Zach's stock right now is not high to be traded right now. It's just not. Because it's just not. Y'all know Zach Lavine. We've been watching him for how many years he's been here. So their plan is to have Zach Lavine play the first half of the season with the Bulls.
What?
That's what's going to happen. He's going to play the first half of the season and see if he can get back and show that he's one of those impact players. That's the only way you can get rid of Zach and get something good in return. If he has a great first half of the season, this season coming up.
So you telling me that right now the Bulls are more likely to hold on to Zach Lavine right now?
Yep.
Do you think that's a good move?
No.
Is the question.
No.
When do you move Zach? Right now or at the start of the season or sometime
last season before the All-Star break.
He here. So you moving him now or you moving him at All-Star break?
This year coming up, I'm moving at All-Star break. He got to show and prove. He got to put something on tape. He got to.
Q, what you if you was I like to consider myself a great YouTube GM. I don't know what y'all consider yourself, but I feel like I'm a great YouTube GM that deserve a promotion. But it is what it is, nonetheless. Q, do you think if you was in charge right now, are you waiting or are you moving them now with whatever you can get?
I'm getting rid of
taking anything.
I'm getting rid of them. Take anything.
You taking anything, Q?
But this is my opinion, though. I think if I, as a Cubs fan who watched us be terrible for years and years and years, the biggest thing I respected about the Cubs when they were revamped was they came out and said, we are going to suck for the next 4.5 years.
Mm-hmm.
They told y'all that?
Yeah, they said, we're going to trade up. When we hired somebody, I can't think of his name now.
Is it Theo Epstein when y'all hired him?
Yeah, I think so. He came in and said, look, we have plans. We're going to rebuild the lower depths of this team. We're going to trade everything, and we're going to suck. And we're going to build an actual team. But we're letting you know now, it's not going to be good. And for the next 4 years, they still sold out every game because people weren't going to watch the Cubs win. They were going to see what they were doing with the team.
Do you
if we trade Zach right now, right?
With
basketball, Q.
Because think about it. If the Bulls suck next
my
year,
my team told me that we gonna stink for 4 years. I don't even know if I can come on that bit and be like, "Hey,
this bet's a different sport." I understand baseball because it's different type of culture. But basketball is a more here and now of the
But
moment.
it's not,
type
because
of
we all know
sport.
the Bulls are gonna suck for the next 3 to 4 years anyway. The only
I
difference
know they
is,
gonna suck for a couple years at the.
would you
know what I'm
rather
saying?
if let's put it this way, if AK would have came out 2 years ago and said, look, we traded for Lonzo, we traded for DeMar, we got this team, and everything crumbled. They got injured, injuries happened. It's gonna take a lot to get us out of this.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's 100%.
The next 3-4 years, we're gonna be kind of bad, but we're gonna be working everything behind the scenes. Would you rather have had that or the consistency, C word, competitive last 2 years that we've had?
I'm with you though.
Cute.
I think that's a fair thing to look at. But I would say that the Bulls are ahead of schedule if you're talking about rebuild. Simply because, and you let me know what you think, and I'm gonna throw this right back to you, Q. I say the Bulls are ahead of schedule if we are saying, hey, this is a rebuilding now team, simply because they got not stars, but solid, good young players on relatively cheap deals. And I also think that they're going to be adding on to that when they re-sign Patrick Williams. Would you say they are a bit ahead of the schedule? Because typically rebuild teams, they just got a bunch of young punks out there unproven. I would say Kobe White is not proven yet, but he took a huge step forward. Same thing with Ayo Dosunmu. And, they got two players that they can be like, all right, we can help these young guys push it forward.
Well, disrespectful to Kobe
My
White.
issue with that is,
I just said that.
You disrespectful to Kobe White right now. The man almost won the most improved player.
Gave him
and you
kudos.
said he ain't even made it in the. What did you just say?
Hasn't though. He hasn't made it yet.
What?
Right? Kobe has shown that he has the talent. Right? Because that's the thing. Last year he did good.
It's
the only way Kobe shows he's made it is to come out the start of this year and do it again.
Oh, okay, y'all. Okay,
consistency.
Okay.
That's all.
If he comes out, because think about it, Kobe's first year with Zach, there was a time when Kobe was shooting.
Yeah, for sure.
Everybody was like, "Oh, Kobe can play." And then
he was putting that thing up for sure. Yes.
And then that second year, we were like, "Trade Kobe. Kobe need to go."
We definitely were saying that over here.
So
we ain't
it's one of those things where he's gotten to a point where now he knows he has the skill.
Okay.
But the issue now is the whole league knows he has the skill.
Thank you.
They have a whole off season to look at Kobe.
The second half of the season, yes,
and that's what we.
He was on the report,
right? But look what happened. He was at the first part of the season. He was very high on the most improved, and then after the All-Star break, he hit that stretch.
He started getting on the scouting report.
People couldn't started to play him, and he couldn't hit a three if his mom needed it for surgery.
Y'all convinced. You know what? I just remember y'all convinced me, bro. Y'all absolutely right. He did have a good start of the season. He got on the scouting report, and then, they start paying extra attention to him. Bro. His numbers started dwindling down. Yep. Without that bad second half, he probably win the most improved player. Y'all all right. I need to see it next season.
Yeah, because teams start covering this man 94 feet. Like, what?
I blame Siakam.
Facts.
Kobe had the most improved until he got injured.
Yeah.
Facts.
But I think this team is, with what you were saying, Bobby, I think this team is definitely going to be a team that is rebuilding. I think they're a little bit more ahead than most fresh restarts. But when you look at it, they might have messed up. As good as Ayo and Kobe's contracts are, they both outplayed their contracts already.
Facts. When
they're both up,
we lose
it. You think Ayo about to be like, nah, I'll take another pay cut?
Hell no.
It's not happening. You got to pay.
Hell no.
I'll take another pay cut to stay here.
You got to pay that bread.
I'll take a pay cut to stay. Somebody gonna go.
Because this was being reported and put out there already that Giddey want $20 million a year.
Exactly.
Right now.
So this team's gonna have to spend the next 2 to 3 years showing how good their young talent is.
Facts.
Giddey said that.
Yeah, Giddey want money. Because you gotta think, Giddey his first couple years showed he is a triple threat player.
Yeah, he is. But
right? Would you say Giddey deserves more money than Pat?
Yes, absolutely.
And the Hornets gonna give Pat 20 million easy.
Yes, that's a fact. What we thinking about?
The Thunder just asked this man to come off the bench.
But that's because Jalen Williams
No, because he
improves.
was ass last season. He was ass.
That's
No, he was
because
ass.
Jalen Williams improved drastically quickly.
Definitely. But more of the problem was he was ass in the playoffs. He
But
was
the thing here-
unplayable.
The thing here with Giddey that I think a lot of people overlook is Giddey was playing out of position.
And he
Absolutely.
said that in his press conference. He said,
Yes,
I
he
Absolutely,
did.
100%.
And I will give credit to Giddey. In that
100%.
press conference, I heard the one thing I was hoping I heard. He said, I have to work on my defense. I understand now how important it's going to be for me. I want to focus on that part of my game. When's the last time you heard Zach say that?
Never. Zach ain't saying
Never.
that shit. Zach ain't saying that shit. What?
Never heard Zach say
To
that.
hear a 21-year-old player say, look, I know what stopped me from getting in. I'm going to work on it.
Good.
That's all I want to hear. Work on it.
He a humble kid. I like Giddey as a person.
Yep.
I like him.
Bro, every
And this
time he
is some-
finished a sentence, I just feel like he should have ended it with mate.
No.
Yeah,
Bro,
mate.
yeah, it's your ass.
You want to know the most
Just
annoying
saying.
part of that entire
It was
thing?
always he finished the sentence and then it was a pause, and it feel like it was just a great filibuster.
There was no
to say
pause.
mate.
He just kept saying, every
mate,
4 seconds.
mate.
He's 21 years old, y'all. He's a little ass kid, man.
I don't care. That man said so much. It was to a point where I was, and it was the same like volume. It wasn't different ums. It was the same
He said it's
over and
the
over.
same volume.
But I think Giddey is going to be one of those players where if he plays well, a team who needs a point guard is going to pay him.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Right?
The size and you're right.
And that's going to be the issue with the Bulls is they're going to want to pay Kobe. They're going to have to fight somebody for Kobe. They're going to have to fight somebody for Io. They're going to have to fight somebody for Giddey. They're going to have to fight someone for P. Will.
So Jerry ready to cross that second apron.
You say
Are
what,
you?
nephew?
Is Jerry ready to cross that second apron?
Hell no. You know damn well he ain't finna cross no second apron. He gonna be like, okay, what? Any, mini, money, mo. Pick one.
Look, Kevin Durant could say he coming to Chicago. He'd be like, how much money though? Because I don't know.
I feel like Kevin Durant should take a veteran minimum, is what Jerry gonna say. Oh shit, my fault.
Yeah.
You
My
kicked
fault.
me
Kicked him
off,
out.
gang.
Damn.
What you
My
on,
bad.
gang?
I hit the enter button.
It was Jerry. Jerry.
Hey, all right. So before we move on to the draft prospect that we have on the docket, just final thoughts. Do y'all think the Bulls should even be entertaining anything when it comes to relationship wise with Zach Lavine? And why or why not? Quick.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because it helps. We're going to differ in opinion right here because I think absolutely you got to get something back for Zach. So you got to go out there and audition him for at least the first half of the season. You got to get something back. You just let go Alex Caruso and you just fumbled. That's the worst trade I've ever seen in my life. That's the worst. And I'm serious. It's worse.
That's worse than Derrick Rose for Jose Calderon.
Yes,
Grant.
motherfucker. Yes.
No, it ain't.
Yes. They got draft picks hanging off their shirts, bro. They got 17. Come on.
You got to get rid of them. You got to get rid of them because and this also goes to the Bulls' luck. You know what'll happen. They'll say, we're going to keep Zach to the trade deadline and Zach is going to break an ankle 2 weeks into the season. And then we're going to spend the whole rest of the season talking about we can't trade this man again.
Hey, that's the
valid
risk.
You gotta
That's
get
a
rid of-
risk.
Hell
That's a
no.
risk you got to take.
Hey, he put that out there for me. We gotta go. Zach Lavine requested put in a trade request and got hurt. Bro, we don't need that again. Hey, give me two second-round picks and a 3-point shooter.
Give me something. Just give me something that makes sense.
Bro.
Right? Just something that makes it don't have to be the greatest trade, but if we're trying to rebuild with young players, hey, you can get maybe a second-round pick next year. It won't be the best, but it'll be better than maybe a first-round pick this year. So it's one of those things.
It definitely is one of those things.
One quick thing before you move on. A thing that I think no one's talked about is with the Giddey trade and why I think it might not be the worst trade. This could be a thing where they know Lonzo isn't really coming back. But imagine having Giddey and having Lonzo train Giddey.
Okay.
Like, think about it. Lonzo's issue
interesting.
was he would play defense. He was a tall guard with vision, but he couldn't shoot.
Okay, I see
he-
where you coming from.
I can
So
see
he
where
talks
you
to
coming
Giddey
from.
about how to change his form, how to get that 3-point shot to go down, and he tells him, "This is how I see the court. This is how I play defense." He has a mentor that's tall like him, that sees the floor like him, that
Yeah,
does those things.
yeah.
I think that shit gonna be
but
depending
some
on
of
the
that,
Bulls'
some of that
development.
Lonzo shit. That's some natural shit. Like that's God gifted.
But that's the thing. Giddey has the same vision.
Defensively, I'm not worried about offense for Giddey. Defense for Giddey. That's gonna get on y'all. I don't want y'all crying to me during
It's
the
about
season.
effort, bro.
You just need him to be like Kobe. Just get to a point where you're not a cone.
That's
Okay,
it. Hey, if he ain't no cone, you solid. That's for real.
It'll take a lot of work.
Hey, he's talking about some not y'all got the light skin supreme on the episode. Shout out to Drip,
my boy Drip.
They tried to get Chris Brown, but you know.
I said yeah.
Chris Brown like the MILFs. Y'all seen them pictures? He all over the MILFs at the concert.
Hayes, you was just on here a few months ago.
Stop playing with my boy.
Y'all been in and out, man. I'm just now getting this bit back rolling.
Oh, bro. You know you ain't got to ask to get on here. What's next, though?
But we definitely jumping into a young prospect and Terrence Shannon Jr. This is a guy that we really haven't talked about before we hit the NBA draft. The NBA draft is set for tomorrow night, ladies and gentlemen. I believe it's coming on at 8 p.m. Eastern. That's going to be the first round. And then the following day on Thursday, they start at 4 Eastern. So my question is, and we coming right to Q to show him some love because he is the guest on the show.
Absolutely.
Q, do you think that's even a possibility with Terrence Shannon Jr.? I know he had the litigation and all that stuff off the court. Do you think there's a real possibility for him to even be entertained by the Chicago Bulls? What are you thinking about that?
I think I would say about 40%.
That's fair.
And it just seems like the Bulls have been an organization that don't like players with baggage. But then again, actually, you know what? No, I'm going to change my opinion. I'm going to push that to like 60% because they signed Giddey.
Yep. See, I was about to go there. Good one, Q. Good say.
They might actually have a thing that they're okay with. If I'm being honest, I think it's a great pick that they should go for, but I think we need a big man.
Yes, absolutely.
As much as I love Shannon, I'm tired of this 6'6", 6'7", long, lengthy player who might have an upside of being a great 3-point shooter. We've just seen it 3-4 years now. Can I just get a big man that's 7 foot? Just one person on this team that's 7 foot and under 35. Just all I need.
Hey, Khalil Ware, AK, listen, Khalil Ware. Okay. Shannon Jr., I hear what my man Q said, bro. I'm with him 100%. I'm with him.
Goodness.
But I'm making an exception, one exception. For Shannon Jr. Shannon Jr. is a dog. He was the best player in the NCAA tournament. Don't you laugh at me, gang.
I'm laughing at Drip.
Your ass is crazy.
Giddey and TSJ on the same team. Nickname gotta beat the case. Okay.
I swear, man.
Something wrong with this dude, man.
If Stacey don't scream out no Giddey at least once this season.
Oh, that's happening multiple times next season. Hey, fuck my take. Drip just fucked it up. This man a fool. But hey, Shannon, get him. That's the one play I make an exception. If it's not a big, get Shannon. He got ties to Chicago. He from the crib. I love the way his intensity on the floor. It's kind of like, don't get mad at me. It's like Derrick Rose. He played with that type of intensity. I didn't say the skill level or the athleticism, but he do has a great amount of athleticism, bro. And he can shoot it from 3. He's left-handed. That's the only exception I got, really, if it's not a big, if you're going with the 11 pick. I swear. That's the only one.
Drip talking about that will be called the co-defended backcourt.
What is put them damn gummies up?
Look, I've been saying I really hope Giddey I really hope Giddey picks the number 16 just to screw with people.
Oh, yes. 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 Yes.
Hey, but me,
Oh,
man,
that'll
look,
be crazy as hell, Q.
man, when it comes to Terrence Shannon Jr., look, I love everything about him. I think he a tough young kid, you know what I'm saying, with a lot of game. But I'm going to stand my 10 toes down on the same position that I've been on the entire offseason. The Bulls need to invest in the front court.
Yes.
The last 3 players we've seen them draft relatively look the damn same.
Yes.
Literally. P.
Yes.
Will, Dalen Terry, Julian Phillips. They look damn near the same.
Mm-hmm.
They got the length, they got a little bit of height, and they are raw talent. Go out and invest in a young big so we can go ahead and establish ourselves to the degree to where we can start changing things up. Look, I love Andre Drummond, but I just think that ship has sailed. I look at other teams around the league, and I've been saying it on some of our daily episodes, some of the lives that I featured on and everything. Look at around the league. These teams, the successful teams, are starting to do it with 2 bigs. And those 2 bigs that are on their teams, somebody has something that the other big that's coming off the bench doesn't have. You look at the Boston, you got Kristaps and Al Horford. You look at Minnesota Timberwolves, you got Rudy Gobert, Karl Anthony Towns. You look at the Dallas Mavericks, you got Derek Lively and Gafford. They are more closer to each other than the other ones mentioned, but Lively provides something that's just a little bit different than a Daniel Gafford. I think the Bulls, if you're going to keep Nikola Vucevic around, you got to have a different profile of a big that's coming off of the bench that has a higher upside than what Andre Drummond can give you at this point in his career. It's just that. My draft pick, it has to be a big now. You can't keep drafting these guards and forwards. That's just how I look at it.
What if they draft Shannon? How would you feel?
Like,
well, you wouldn't like it.
That's drafting Shannon. That's drafting Rob Dillingham. That's drafting Devin Carter.
Anybody.
I think all of those, Ron Holland, I think all of those young prospects are really good prospects to look at. They got a lot of different things that you can be like, I love this or I hate that and stuff like that. But the investment has to be in the front court now. Nikola Vucevic is not cutting it anymore. He catches straight every time I'm on live for no reason.
He just catching them, bro.
So I think it's just time to invest in that front court, bro.
Yeah, I'm with you, bro, but I'm just making one exception. I'm sorry. I can make one exception.
Q, if you was, I got a question for you, Quinn. If you was in charge of drafting a player right now, who you drafting?
Oh, he the GM.
There's a couple things.
You the YouTube GM right now.
Where right now is my pick as far as I think we just need a center.
Yes.
The only time I would take Shannon is if we were going after Claxton. If you know you're gonna get it, you're gonna get a young defensive big in free agency, cool. That pick doesn't bother me as much. I will say Devin Carter is not going to be on this team. I refuse.
No,
we have too many Carter. Wendell Carter didn't work out. Michael Carter Williams didn't work out. Javon Carter didn't work out. Carters are not allowed.
They not allowed on this team.
No, team has ruined the name Carter. I don't even want to listen to Lil Wayne albums anymore. Like this team.
Well, Q, you ain't listen to Weezy no more, cousin.
That man said Sean Carter, Dwayne Carter, President Carter.
Damn.
So like you can't do it. Stop. And then the funny part about Shannon too is if you think about it, he's technically our last 3 draft picks put together.
Oh, I like it. Talk to
me. He got the shooting of P. Will, the aggression of Dalen, and the dunking of Julian. All in one player.
Yep. That's why I made an exception. That's why I made a fucking exception.
So you drafted 3 players so they can
know what you wanted in one. They said if we got this and we got that and a little bit of this, we'd be good. But yeah, I would say the only time you can make that exception is if you know you're getting a big in the free agency. Like it's just you can't go into this year again with no bigs playing. Because if the Bulls go in the season with just Vooch, I guarantee Billy will play Josh Giddey at the power forward.
He will. I don't think it's funny because he will.
He'll be like, oh, he's tall enough. So
he's tall enough going out there. Try. Go try.
We got our Ben Simmons.
Cdub, I know how you feel about Khalil Ware, but Quentin, if Khalil Ware is not on the board, then what's your second pick?
Say it. Say it,
Personally,
Q.
I like
Filipowski. I thought you was gonna say it.
I wasn't.
Nobody would ever say it. Come on, bro.
I like Filipowski. I think it'll be something where you have a big who is still tall, right? Maybe the defense isn't exactly the same, but having a big who that can play off the dribble, as much as people want to say like he's going to be the next, Lowry. Lowry is a good player. He just didn't fit with us.
Facts.
We screwed up Lowry a lot, if we're being honest. So you put a lineup, especially if you have, a guard that we have now, like if you have Lonzo or you have a Giddey, that's a good thing to have is a center who can run the pick and roll, who can get into the paint and dunk a little bit, who can shoot. Like it gives you options, especially with Giddey, who you need that flexibility because right now Giddey doesn't have the option to step back and shoot a three.
Facts.
On a pick and roll. He just doesn't. He doesn't have a mid-range.
No.
So if he's going to the basket and you have a center that's going to the basket, you just it's like, okay, cool. They both going to the basket. We know what's happening every play. So you need that flexibility. Someone has to be able to shoot a three.
Yeah.
It just has to be a thing. Otherwise, you just drop back and you're like, hey just come do something. Right?
My man Ware can shoot that three. And what I was talking about before you brought up your comment was I thought you were gonna bring up Zach Edey. Y'all stop being scared of Zach Edey. Stop being scared of Edey.
I can outrun Zach Edey. I want you to think about this. We draft Zach Edey. As much as you hate Vooch, we draft Zach Edey. Imagine Zach Edey trying to guard Embiid at the perimeter.
He's not gonna have. That's food.
Anybody though.
That's food. That's anybody. That's food.
Jokic can outrun Edey.
Nope. You ain't gonna let you do that, Q. He can't outrun Edey. No.
They the same speed. I ain't gonna hold you.
Edey run like a broken tree.
Ain't no way Joker faster than Edey,
Joker's destroying him.
He's destroying them for sure.
Wimby's destroying them.
Work them out.
Rookie.
But if they, if they got to race up the court, it's damn near a tie. I ain't gonna lie.
All of our fast breaks are done. You talk about Vooch not getting up the court?
Y'all hating on Edey, Joe. I swear, bro. He dominated college basketball.
Cdub is about to win a bet versus Drip, which is Hayes for those don't know that we call him Drip, and Steve-O because Zach Edey about to be drafted in the first round. They said he wouldn't be drafted in the first round.
I ain't forget about my bet.
I'll give him that. He'll get drafted in the first round. Somebody will be stupid enough to do it.
This man averaged 28 points per game, 14 rebounds.
That means nothing. You know
y'all
why?
act like he a cone on a court game.
He is. You know why? Because he's tall and big. You know what's really good in college basketball? Tall and big players, because no one can do anything with them. You go to the NBA with other tall people, and guess what happens? You realize what's wrong. To put this in the WNBA.
Well, what about this? Q, let's go to WNBA. Like you just described Zach. You just described Shaq. Now, what if he's bigger and stronger, like you said, than people in the NBA? What then?
But he's not. That's the thing.
He's not? What do you mean he's not stronger?
Are you trying to compare Edey to Shaq?
No. I'm not doing
Shaq was a generational, one-of-a-kind, never-to-be-made-again type player. Edey is not that.
I'm using your logic,
Brooke Lopez.
Nah.
Yeah.
You said he Brooke Lopez?
He said he'll get killed by Brooke.
He's not guarding him on the perimeter.
Not on the perimeter, bro.
Brooke
He's 7'5".
Right at that three-point line, he just
long ass
open the whole game.
Bro, watch y'all. Wait till y'all see, bro. I'm gonna remember this shit, Q. Y'all wait till he on the first team, all rookie team. Watch.
I can't wait till his ankles get broken. Everybody
they gonna get broken. You see what Drummond did to Chet? his first
No,
game?
I can't wait till that first time he gets switched on Anthony Edwards. We'll see.
Oh my Lord.
Yeah,
He's so good. And look at your face when I told you.
But wait, that's for anybody though. That's Ant-Man, bro.
No, you put Embiid on Ant, he'll probably score, but I'm not that afraid.
Oh,
You put
I'm
Edey
afraid.
on Ant, I'm afraid he gonna tear an ACL.
So y'all telling me Edey can't even be Gobert in the NBA?
I think he could beat Gobert.
I think
as far as defense at the rim.
Oh, then you don't think he gonna get killed on the court then? Rudy Gobert is a multiple-time defensive player of the year. And he an NBA first team, all NBA.
Hey, you know why?
Multiple times.
Hey, Cdub, you know that fourth one was a little.
It was a little shaky.
He's tall and he gets blocks. Guess what happened in the playoffs?
He got exposed. He was tall and he was on the bench.
He just won't go to the rim.
They fucked him up.
He was tall and he should have been on the bench.
All y'all gonna see, bro. Everybody come on here. Just be disrespecting Edey. You heard Jay Capone last show. Now you hear Q. He don't respect Edey either, bro. Just watch.
Not the way you do.
Drip, neither. We gonna see.
Look, I gave him the credit to get drafted in the first round, but
he did say
he did go. That I respect that.
I'm not gonna say he's not gonna get drafted in the first round, but
then say he's not garbage. Q. Just give me that, and I'm gonna leave you alone.
No,
he not garbage.
No, he's garbage. To say he's not garbage because he was good in the NCAA don't mean nothing. We've seen a lot of players cooking NCAA.
He proved these cats, bro. I can't
then
wait,
again,
bro.
I also said Javon Carter was going to be good. So
me too. I said that too. I had a lot of hope.
That's why I call him catfish. He's a fucking catfish, bro.
I just can't imagine having Edey and Vooch on the same team.
Oh shit!
Yes, he does.
And you know, wait.
Together. Vooch wouldn't play. I'll just put
it's
Patrick
Billy.
Williams could play backup.
Billy gonna put
will
Vooch
play
power
backup
forward.
center. What?
What Billy do? That's what Billy do. Put him in backup center.
That's a fact.
If you think Vooch don't try now, imagine him as a backup center.
Hey,
oh boy.
Quinn, have you have you checked out to John Salon? You checked?
I have not. I need to get a really good handle on looking at people.
To me, I ain't gonna lie. He looked like when you first look at him, he looked like how Giannis was when he first came into the league.
Okay. Ooh. Big ass jersey look
just a big athletic motherfucker, and you'd be like, damn, I gotta find a spot for him to see if he gonna improve and dominate eventually. Type player. So
you know what's scary about that though? I feel like in this draft is so weak. It's scary to take a chance.
It's so weird.
It is.
The draft is so weird because there's so many players that look alike. It's hard to decipher on where you want to go. That's why this draft, in my opinion, it can go either way with the selections of some of these guys after the third pick. Like you just gotta figure it out.
I don't even know who's going number one. I don't even think Alex R is not even going number one.
Yeah, I believe the belief is for the other kid from France. I can't think of his name right now.
Have y'all heard about the Spurs? They've been talking about the Spurs might try to
draft Alex R. Yeah, they want Alex R. Joe, ain't nobody scoring on San Antonio. You ain't coming to the hole. If you got Alex R and Wemby on the that's over. That's overkill. That's overkill.
And then look, they could technically trade for Zach.
Come get him.
Come get
him. We back on to the original topic.
Now they got some shit over there for me now.
You got to think Zach on San Antonio without having to worry about defense?
Oh, my God. He's going to average 30. He's going to average 30.
He like, you can go right by me. You go ahead.
You want to? They can be like, no, I'm straight.
Look at the Milwaukee with Giannis and Brooke and Portis.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead. Go past me.
Right, go ahead. On me. That's just what teams do. But before we get up out of here, I'm just gotta ask this question. I know who we said we will select. Who do you think the Bulls will select at 11 tomorrow night, Q, at 8 p.m. Eastern?
I think if the Bulls select at 11, I think we go where? I think the Bulls understand they need a center. I think they just understand it. But I will say, don't put it past the Bulls if they really are serious about making a change. Don't put it past the Bulls to trade for like a 9th or 10th, 8th pick or something and go up and try to get somebody.
Yeah.
Who is that? Who is the one somebody? I know it could be a number of people, but who's the one somebody?
The only thing I can see is if you have Sar go at 1, I think if there's a chance, I think the Bulls might try to trade up to get Klingon.
Yep. That's what
I think if there's a chance you get the right pick, right, the right team that just doesn't care about it as much this draft, you make that work. And I think, or if you could find a way to maybe trade DeMar, sign and trade.
Yeah.
But I think the Bulls are gonna stay at 11. I think they understand what they're looking for. I think they know this is a rebuild time. It's just gonna come down to if they make any moves to try to get maybe a trade later in the first.
Sure.
I think that's what I'm more thinking. I think the Bulls might try to maybe get a later first round pick for Zach or something if they try to get him done now. Maybe just take that and get him off the books and start fresh. But
for sure,
yeah.
Cdub, I know who you would select, or at least I believe so. But if based off everything we've done, we looked at all these prospects. Who do you think the Bulls select tomorrow before we get into this super chat?
I think it's been a lot of reports about the Bulls trading up to get Donovan Klingon, like my man Q said just a few seconds ago. But I think ultimately it comes down, you got to get Mr. Ware from Indiana. I think it's just set right there.
So y'all believe the Bulls do the right thing?
Yeah.
I don't. I don't.
Who you think they get, Devin Carter?
The Bulls select Adam Bonner. No, all jokes aside, I really believe that if we going off a ranking system, I believe that the Bulls probably got a Rob, is it Dillingham? Dollaham?
That is the dumbest shit.
Exactly. That's why I'm putting it out there, because I don't trust these guys to do the shit that they need to do. Who they need to draft is Khalil Ware if he falls to them. Who is a possibility who might be up in there is Rob Dollaham.
No, Connect. No. Don't do Rob.
I believe Dalton Connect is if you going 1 through 3, I got Ware. I'll take a Dalton Connect.
Yes,
he
can hoop. He brings some shooting.
The forward, he can hoop.
Bring shoot.
But you got to go all bit. You got select.
You got to go big. You got to get Ware.
Don't fuck around with this. Like you said, if you ain't going Khalil Ware, I will be cool with Kyle Filipowski. He's still a big. And he's probably like a Dollar General Isaiah Hartenstein.
He's a little bit better. He got more skills than Hartenstein, though.
That's why you bank on it. I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm. I'm like a woman looking out for her future. I don't want nobody 7 foot under.
I'm with him, bro.
And you got to make 6 figures.
Look at this thing.
And now just 100,000. You need 500K.
Messy as hell, bro. Messy.
But nah, what's really gonna happen is all you're gonna hear is the Bulls trade the 11th pick for Chris Paul.
Oh my God! I'm breaking all this shit over here. All this shit.
Hey,
no picks this year.
Hey Q, I ain't 13 hours away no more. Fuck you talking about? I'm closer. We gonna have to pay a visit. But let's get into a few of these comments before we ride up out of here. Big Papa Pump with the Goldberg avatar. Shout out.
That ain't Goldberg, boy. That's Scott Steiner. What the hell is wrong with you?
You know what I meant?
You talking about Goldberg.
Bro, that look like Goldberg. Bro. Anyway.
His name is Big Papa Pump. That's Scott Steiner's name. My God.
All right, man. Damn. Thanks for the correction.
I mean, you can call them all roids. So.
He said, don't have to wait for Earth to rotate on a 47-degree axis so stars can touch the sky and create an equinox so they see the Big Dipper. Size matter. Big Papa Pump. You should have ended that with Big Papa Pump.
Size matter. Edey. Shout out to Big Papa Pump, and we appreciate that $5.
Oh, the real. No Diddy. Shout out to
no Diddy. Hey, they would try to diss because they don't like Edey. I
ain't got no problem with Edey. You feel me? Master King said Tyler Smith is a 6'9", shot blocking 3 and D.
I like Tyler Smith. I like what I see.
7 feet or above.
Yeah, that's my.
So he too short. Q's like
little for me.
Where is a 7 foot 3 and D big? he has too many tools to pass on. I believe he got a high upside, bro.
The negative is that he don't try all the time, but I don't.
Yeah, I heard that as well.
Yeah,
I heard that too. Wear in the first and buy into the second round and get Dylan Jones. I don't even know what that is, so I do my due diligence, Reginald, and check him out for sure. I do my due diligence, check him out. Y'all know we don't cap over here. We don't act like we know something if we don't know.
No, bro.
Infinite, you taught that stuff last time. He said 2025 Cooper Flag sweepstakes manifesting the Bulls. Look, like I told y'all last time, tanking ain't guaranteed, or it ain't all the way, like it was when Joel Embiid was saying trust the process. That shit don't always work out like it used to, for sure.
Who says Cooper Flag gonna be that great when he come to?
Cooper gonna be a player.
You think
Cooper gonna be a player?
I ain't seen nothing that was like.
I've seen some Cooper. He gonna be a player.
He gonna be that.
The issue is the Bulls with the Bulls luck. The Bulls gonna tank the whole year, have the worst record, and somehow the fourth pick.
They're getting the seventh pick.
No, just to piss us off, we gonna get second. Just
what up, Auntie Gone?
Teresa in the building.
Y'all already know. But hey, man, big shout out to my man Quentin for joining us. Everybody in the chat, y'all always come through and show some love. Quentin, let the people know where they can find you and give any parting words, man, that you want to give.
Yeah, I mean, you can find me at Let's Talk Bulls. Let's Talk Bulls _ on all social media. If you're just trying to find out my crazy Twitter takes of fighting with racists on Twitter, that's always fun.
It is great.
And then actually, I'm gonna have y'all on. I'm starting another podcast. It's gonna be called Viewpoints.
Are we okay?
It's gonna be a podcast where we talk about random shit and we say what the fuck we want to say.
Let's go.
So,
that sounds like it's made for us.
Yeah. And it's gonna be a little bit different. If you have seen my channel, I'm be cussing a lot more in this second one. Y'all gonna get a little bit of the real me. But yeah, other than that, just check it out. Watch some videos. We've been away a little bit, but working on health, working on my fiance and my marriage. But
yes, sir.
Hey,
yes, sir.
We getting back into these videos and get ready.
Yes, sir. Cdub, final words, my guy.
Hey, man, Bulls, don't fuck up this. I mean, please don't do this to us, bro. I don't want to hear no Rob. Don't start that. The Bulls selected Rob. No, we don't want to hear that. Kale or Edey or fucking what's the like Eve Missy. Why you ain't talking about your boy Eve Missy, nephew?
I like him. I like his explosiveness, but I think the guy that you have to select if he's there is Khalil Ware. I really, really believe he has so much upside. You have to take him.
I agree. I think
if he's there. Now, if he's not there, it's a toss-up between a bevy of people. But I gotta side with Quentin on this. You gotta focus on the big man, bro. Yeah. Kyle Filipowski, or as long as it's a big that makes sense, I'll be cool with it.
Yeah. You can't do Edey. Everybody you've put on this team plays fastball. You're gonna have the same issue we had with DeMar last year. Everybody running, and Edey gonna be standing there like I'm
this all I got.
Hey, Q, this is my last track. Q, this is my last track. Q, who would you rather have playing defense out there, Vooch or Edey?
Vooch.
Yeah, they don't even mean it. Nephew, you see that? He don't mean that shit.
No, because look, my issue is I feel like perimeter wise, which is more of what the NBA is, right? There's not a lot of post ups.
Fair enough.
A lot of players now are going to be better at driving, so they're not going to have to worry about Edey as much laterally. My issue isn't the defense. My issue is after the defense. When the team gets a steal or a rebound, they go out on the fast break, and Edey can't make it down the court, and now it's always Edey standing back there waiting because he's not gonna make it. He does not fit the speed of this team in any essence of the opportunity possible.
For sure.
Okay.
That man, Master King Ed, said, forget Flag Ace Bailey in 2025.
Dylan Harper too. It's a pretty good draft.
I gotta do my due diligence on these young prospects.
They got some hoopers.
Other than Cooper Flag. So I ain't even gonna cap and act like I know. Y'all know we ain't gonna cap if we don't know. But we appreciate y'all. Q, you had something left?
Yeah, one person you should look at. He's not gonna be next year, but Oliver Rokes.
Rokes?
7'9".
7'9".
Boy got a body too. He's not just 7'9". He built like
Where
What?
the hell he play at?
He about to be. You telling me
going to college
that I'm about to put a 8-footer on the court?
That's the mountain from the goal.
I think he's going to
Game
the
of
University
Thrones.
of Florida or something. But like, dude is 7'9".
What the what? It just blew my mind. What the
Dude, there's videos of him in high school, and he's like 7'5",
You don't even gotta jump.
just dunking on people, just no effort.
bro? What?
And like when you look at Wemby, like he don't look like Wemby. This dude is like filled out.
Man, what the fuck?
what? Okay, I got to
Yeah,
say,
look-
I'm gonna
look
check
up
this
that-
guy out.
Yeah, I'm gonna look this
I
motherfucker
got
up.
you, bro.
He
For
might not
sure.
be good in the NBA, but I can tell you now he's gonna be talkish.
Oh, the real. That's crazy. That is a cheat code, JK, for sure. But hey, big shout out to Quentin for joining us today on the live call. Just pretty much going over this latest Bulls news. Y'all make sure y'all lock in before you get up out of here. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel over here on Shy Bulls Podcast, and also go check out Quentin over on his show on Let's Talk Bulls. Hey, he giving the same thing that we giving. That's why he's within the network of us and Hayes and all the other good ones out there, because he does solid work. So shout out to Quentin. Y'all keep supporting and rocking and
into him,
rolling
Q.
with us and Quentin as well. Check him out. He might give a take that we never even thought about or said, like he did on today's episode. So
Yes.
big shout out to him. Big shout out to y'all for the continuous support. We almost at 6K for the subscribers. So hit that like button, share this with your mama's mama, and keep on pushing. Thank y'all for tuning in. We're going to catch y'all on the next one for sure.
Zach Edey. Everybody say it before y'all log off. Zach Edey.
It's trash.